We're back in Portland. This is the start of the fourth quarter. Montana leads at 23-10. It's 2nd and 7 for the Grizzlies. Mike Ferreter was in motion. Eric Allen across the middle on a drag route, and he has about 5 yards. It's going to be short of the first down. They're going to mark it a yard shy.
That's his 3rd catch of the night. It's good to see the Grizzlies get him back into the offense. He's one of the premier receivers. Been a little bit quiet tonight, but this is his 3rd one for about 40 yards on the night, so a nice job by him on this reception.
It's the 20th catch of the year for Eric Allen. He's off to a real good start. So it's 3rd and 1. Key play here. Montana is 1 of 7 on 3rd down conversions. They would like to get one right here. And the draw play, they lose yardage on that play.
Yeah, Portland State knew what that was well before the snap. They were all over it.
So Montana will punt, but they did reverse the field position, so a good punt here can pin Portland State back down in their own end there.
Those draws worked pretty well on that one drive, but this time there was nothing going.
Carpenter is in to punt. We'll see if Portland State sets up a return, and they do. We'll see if Carpenter can pin him down there. Brendan Ferrigno asked for the fair catch at the 13, and that was probably a wise decision on his part to not let it bounce. It was a 36-yard punt, an effective punt by Dan Carpenter as Portland State runs their offense back out there.
Yeah, nice job. You usually set your team back on the 10-yard line, your return guy. If the ball is well over your head, you let it go. If it's in front of you, you take it. And, of course, if you have the pressure he did, you call a fair catch. So good job by him and his coaches.
You know, I credit the Grizzlies for being ready to play tonight. These night games are tough on the road. You sit in the hotel all afternoon. It's hard to sit there and wait for a game all day long, but they're ready to play tonight, and that's a credit to Coach Houck and his entire staff. First down play for Portland State. That's Bobby McClintock. It's easy for me to sit in the hotel all afternoon, but it's hard for an elite athlete to sit in a hotel room all day.
That's a good point. And Coach Paulson, I saw him in the elevator. I asked him, do you like these late ones? And he said, no, we don't. We don't like sitting around. We'd rather get going. But they just move all the timetables back. The one thing I noticed, they really keep their players engaged on the road. I mean, they have a lot of meetings, and they keep them busy.
Yeah, these are not leisure trips, that's for sure. There is just a constant schedule for these players. They have curfew, lights out at a certain time. I mean, it's a very intense atmosphere. There's no messing around. Brian White to the outside, and it's incomplete. Intended for Tremaine Kirkland. Coverage out there by linebacker Lauren Utterback.
Yeah, there's a little wide receiver screen there. We talked about all the screens that they love to run. We haven't seen as much of the screen package with Brian in, but here's one that just doesn't materialize.
Good job by Utterback out there covering the speedy receiver. That's a tough matchup, but he does a real nice job. Portland State is 2 for 11 on 3rd downs, and this is a 3rd and 7 for the Vikings, and they can ill afford a 3 and out right here. Montana would like to shut them down again. They're going to throw out of this formation, and Brian White slips down and somehow still finds Brendan Ferrigno up the middle, and he is out to the 35-yard line, and that's just a great play by the quarterback.
That's an awesome play. He really made the best of that because the Grizzlies closed on him quick. He actually lost his feet here, keeps his balance with his offhand, and throws a completion.
A 19-yarder to Brendan Ferrigno. You know, last year here they had a really good receiver in Sean Bodiford. He's in the NFL now. Brendan Ferrigno is kind of their go-to guy now, and they're probably going to be looking his way on this drive because they need to move the football. 1st and 10 at the 35. White back to throw. Has time, and it's complete to Kirkland at midfield. They're going to mark it just shy of midfield at the 49, and you see the speed of Kirkland on the outside.
Great catch. They're in their 20 personnel group, 2 backs, no tight ends, and that's probably their passing formation with backs in the backfield and no tight ends.
So 1st and 10, Portland State at the 49-yard line.
They're still in the 20 here.
Kalena Ho'okino is in the I formation, along with Bobby McClintock. White back to throw, steps up into the pocket. He's looking deep for Kirkland, and they're going to call face guarding, pass interference down there on Jimmy Wilson.
I thought Jimmy had great coverage there. He was stride for stride with him, but he's not protesting much if that is the call, so he must have got his hand up there a little early. He certainly was with him, though, on the coverage.
We'll have to take another look at this and see what the call is. You can hear the Grizzly fans booing. Well, there's still 11:55 in this ball game, and Portland State is on the move. Boy, his head was turned around. You know, they always say you got to turn your head around. If you don't turn your head around, it's an automatic pass interference. It looked like he was looking back, and they were just both going for the ball. At any rate, it's 1st and 10 at the 36 for Portland State. 11:55 to go. Portland State still fighting. And there's a safety blitz by the Grizzlies. Actually, a linebacker was coming up to blitz, and there's a nice play by Brian White. The pass is complete on the outside to Kenneth Mackins, and it was Lauren Utterback on the blitz right there. That's a gain of 17.
Yeah, and Lauren had him in the corner. Brian, I don't know if he saw him or not, but he dodged him, and it would have been a massive play for Montana if he could have sacked him here, but Brian gets away and just makes a really nice play for his team.
Shows you some arm strength right there. He just flicked that thing, and it went 20 yards.
He's looking very good for the Vikings.
1st and 10 at the 19. Kalena Ho'okino in the backfield. And they give it to Ho'okino, and he has room up the middle, runs into his own man. He is inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Vikings.
Now we've got a game. They are really battling. They are not laying down at all and executing great. Another little delay draw here. He looks like he's going to go out and pass, and it's an inside handoff.
Gain of 12 for Ho'okino. Portland State has it 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Let's see if that Grizzly defense can come up with a stand right here. This is certainly not a field goal situation, you wouldn't think. They don't want a field goal here. It's Bobby McClintock in the backfield. They give it to McClintock. He muscles his way down to about the 3-yard line as the Grizzlies push him back. A gain of 4, 2nd and goal from the 3.
Well, I mentioned how much they like him here. Again, he's just a freshman, redshirted last year, and he weighs 230-some pounds. He looks like about 190. He runs a 4.5 40, and his body lean is strong, and he gets positive yardage.
Boy, they can't handle Croy Bierman. Bierman is in on most of the plays, a lot of the running plays. He's getting great pressure. Earlier in the game, they couldn't handle Mike Murphy. The defensive ends for the Grizzlies are causing chaos, but at this point, Portland State moving the football. Ho'okino's in backfield. They're going to throw to this one. It's the fade route to Kirkland. Great coverage out there by Quentin Jackson.
Quentin did a super job there. He stayed with the defender all the way. He turned at the right time. Almost made an interception play here at the end. Perfect coverage.
You know, Quentin's out of the Seattle area, has really developed into a real good player. Also returns kicks. He does a lot of things for the Grizzlies, and this is a real big play here. 3rd and goal from the 3. One more look at it. That's just great defense right there. 3rd and goal from the 3. A big play for the Grizzly defense right here. They give it to Ho'okino right up the middle. Ho'okino is fighting for the goal line, and they're going to mark him short. They're going to mark him short. That's going to be 4th and goal from the 1-inch line, and you know Tim Walsh will go for this.
Well, let's see, 10 points? Yeah, he probably will with that big offensive front. Well, Montana's putting in some of their big guys here too, subbing in some of their run-pass guys, their run defense.
Well, Tim Walsh says he loves his offensive line. He's going to give him another try here. Portland State has gone for it on 4th down twice already tonight. They're 1 for 2. Ho'okino's in the backfield. The Grizzlies looking to bring pressure up the middle. They give it to Ho'okino, and there's a fumble, and Croy Bierman has it, and he jumps out to the 1-yard line. Probably should have stayed in the end zone. It doesn't matter. It's Montana football.
Well, what a great play for the Grizzlies, because the ball was as close to the goal line as it could be without being in, and you had to feel the advantage was to that big offensive line, but excellent penetration. The ball pops up, and then like you mentioned, he should have stayed in the end zone.
But you know what? At any rate, it's Montana football, and this is Tyler Joyce. Watch Tyler Joyce come in here and pop this loose. He jumps up. What a great play by Tyler Joyce. And Croy Bierman takes it out of midair, and he decides to jump out of the end zone, but it doesn't matter at this point because it's Grizzly football, and that was just a phenomenal defensive play. Oh my goodness, it might be a safety. Is it a safety? No, he does get out of the end zone.
They're going to mark it at the half-foot line, but Montana better get concerned here in a hurry about a safety.
That's Brady Green. Looked like some trouble on the transition right there as Swager's falling down, somehow gets the ball. You don't want to fumble here either.
Well, this is where the lack of Lex Hilliard and his frame and speed and strength come into play, because Brady's a great back, but he just doesn't have that load that Lex had at the tailback spot.
You can see the toll this turf is taking as, boy, I don't know if he got out that time. That was Brady Green, and they're going to call it a safety.
Oh, that is a safety. And all the way. And
hey, that's a penalty, taking your helmet off on the field, too.
I don't think they saw it if it was, but Portland State is all over this play like they know it's coming, a stretch zone play on the corner, and there's nothing going.
That's CJ Nuisalu, and he takes his helmet off well before he gets to the sidelines. That's a personal foul, but they don't see it. At any rate, it's a safety. You see him take his helmet off. It's 23-12. Grizzlies have the lead in the fourth quarter. Coming up near the end of the game, we will present the Northwestern Energy players of the game. Northwestern Energy delivering a bright future. It's the free kick, and the Grizzlies will tee it up. Carpenter will tee it up on the free kick from the 20 after the safety. Good kick by Carpenter. Kenneth Mackins has it. The Grizzlies' kick coverage has been good, but Mackins has the corner. Mackins has good yardage, and he might score. Kenneth Mackins might take it in for a Portland State touchdown. There are no flags on the play. My goodness.
Well, this is a ball game after the safety. A big, big play there. It looked like on the corner there could have been a hold, but they did not call it, and Portland State did a great job of getting upfield to get the touchdown off it.
Well, Coach Howe prides himself on special teams, and this has not been a special teams gym tonight.
Well, he kind of catches the ball here and then reverses field. They have a wall set up. Montana recognizes the wall again, tries to defeat it. But watch here on the corner. It looked like there might have been a hold right there on that 30.
That's Brandon Dwyer out of Kalispell. He's been good on special teams. Mackins does a nice job of getting down the sidelines. And will they go for two here? Because it's a 5-point game. A 2-point conversion would make it a field goal situation. You would think they would go for two. An extra point does them no good.
Yeah, they're talking about it right now, and I think that's what they will do. Mackins did a nice job walking the tightrope down the sideline. Looked like he was going to get tackled.
Wow, this game turned around in a real hurry here. It looked like the Grizzlies had this thing wrapped up after the fumble on the 1-yard line, then the safety, then the free kick, and they take it back for a touchdown. Kenneth Mackins on the year has been averaging 39.5 yards a kick return. They are going for two, and they got the stack formation at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, and it's a mega stack. They got 4 receivers on top of one another. Usually it's 1 or 2, but it's not often you see 4 receivers out there.
Wow, that is a weird formation. We'll see what they do out of that. They're going for the 2-point conversion to cut it to a field goal game, and they have it. It's complete. the two-point conversion is good for the Vikings to number 82, Matt Smith, and it is 23-20. Hold on to your seats, folks. This is going to be quite a finish on Montana's news station. Boy, this place is hopping right now, and the momentum has changed in favor of Portland State. They get a safety, return the kick for a touchdown, and then the two-point conversion, and suddenly it is a three-point game. The kickoff, Quentin Jackson has it at the 2. The Grizzlies have the wall set up. Let's see if they can return one, and they do not. They get it out to the 25, and Bob, a key play right now, when the Grizzlies got the fumble, if they would have stayed in the end zone, they get the ball at the 20 there. As a result, they bring it out to the 1. Now they have a safety, a free kick, and they return the kick for a touchdown.
Yep, and it goes back and forth, and now we talked earlier about answering the bell after that, and that's right where they are again. They've got to answer back here, or the momentum is just going to be too much in Portland State favor if they do not answer back.
1st and 10 for the Grizzlies. Swagger back to throw. He's looking for Eric Allen. Allen has it. He cuts it upfield nicely for a couple of extra yards, and they get about 7 yards on 1st down.
Well, it looked like a real late hit on number 17 coming in at the backside of the play. I'm sure Bobby Houck is talking to the side judge about that, but it seemed awful late.
You know, when C.J. Nuisalu took his helmet off after the safety too, they missed that one too. So
watch here. I mean, it's good to make good aggressive plays, but you know, the player's down right here, and here he comes. Gets another shot at that.
Yeah, you're right. Charles Manigo came in late. They missed it. It's 2nd and short for the Grizzlies. Josh Swagger's checking off. Reggie Bradshaw's in the backfield. They're going to throw it. Swagger rolls out to his left. Allen is covered. Swagger needs to slide or get out of bounds, and he decides to slide. That was a good idea because it's a 1st down.
And he might have saw Nuisalu chasing him with the eyes in the back of his head. He had a 300-pound player coming up his backside. It's good he got down. Great
blitz pick up there by Reggie Bradshaw. That's how you teach a running back to do it. And yeah, here comes the thunder from behind there.
Yeah, it's good he got down.
Boy, you just cringe every time the quarterback rolls out and then tucks it and runs, because they can take big shots there, and the Grizzlies, despite the great play of Cole Bergquist, do not want Josh Swagger to take a shot.
Well, Josh is tough. He's taken a lot of big hits tonight and come up ticking still.
Swagger back to throw, and he's running it again. And again, this is not part of his game. There's a late flag now. There's some extracurricular activity between Eric Allen and Dominic Dixon. And we're going to see if they get Allen or Dixon at the top of our screen there. It was well away from the play.
Going to be on Montana. It's going to be 15 yards.
Boy, this game is getting intense, and the teams have got to keep their composure, and Eric Allen lost his composure a little bit there.
Well, Bobby's talking to the players and the officials here. What happens is if you retaliate, you know, you're going to get caught, and you got to teach your guys to be disciplined. Don't retaliate. But it's physical. We knew it would be when the first kickoff started.
I saw what was happening away from the ball. I thought it should have been offsetting. It looked like they were both going at each other, but like you said, they always catch the second guy.
That's right. You got to tell your kids not to do that.
Got to keep your composure, yeah. 2nd and very long. The ball is backed all the way up to the 29. They need to get to midfield for a 1st down. Portland State almost jumps off sides. Swagger steps up into the pocket. He has nowhere to throw. Now he has some running room. Josh Swagger out to the 40. He's running for a 1st down. He's still on his feet. Josh Swagger all the way down to the 35-yard line. And look at the excitement over there on the Montana sideline.
Now, we just talked about how tough he was, and man, he did a good job. He was in all kinds of trouble, and he kept hustling. Bobby wants a late flag on him afterwards. See at the end of the play, but watch develop. What a nice job by Josh.
Is that some heart or what? I mean, everyone says that this isn't part of his game and this and that and blah, blah, but he just went for 37 yards on a big play.
Yeah, it really was, but watch at the end because Bobby got real excited. He must have saw something. They wanted another flag.
Look at the sideline, the excitement over there. Fun to watch. Boy, he ran over Dominic Dixon. Dixon's a great defensive back. And Josh Swager, they're just excited about the hit, I think.
No, number 6 made a comment. That's what it was. You could tell by the reaction of the coaches on the side. There was some extracurricular verbiage going on is what that was.
Dominic Dixon. He got ran over and probably had some things to say on his way up, as on first down the Grizzlies get 3 yards. Now there's an injury to a Portland State player. We'll see who that is.
Yeah, I think it's a cramp again. You know, I had a couple of visits with Bobby during the week. He mentioned it a couple times in meetings, and then I asked him about it, the aggressiveness of Portland State, and I said, you know, what do you do about that? He says, hey, we either got to take it or we got to play against it, and they're playing against it tonight.
Exciting finish ahead on College Football Saturday. Adam Hayward, the injured Viking, is the leading tackler for Portland State. He has gone off the field with assistance, so he may not be back. It is 2nd and 7 for the Grizzlies after the amazing run by Josh Swager. Some pressure from the outside. Swager gets rid of it, and a great job. He was looking for Chambers. A great job to dump that off and avoid the big loss.
Yeah, and that was a good job by, again, coaching and the player, recognizing he was in big trouble. He throws it away where no one can catch it, no interception. Get rid of it.
I like the heart of number 7, folks. How about it, Grizz Nation? I love the heart of number 7, what he's shown here tonight. It's amazing. The Grizzlies have not done well on 3rd down, and this is a big 3rd down right here. 3rd and 6.
Another pressure, here they come.
Portland State on the blitz, and it is complete, and that is all arm strength right there, because that could have been picked off, but they complete it to Craig Chambers. A nice catch. It's short of the 1st down, however.
Well, there are going to be some decisions here, and here comes Dan Carpenter. They're going to kick the field goal. Now, earlier in the game in this spot, they went for it, but now they're going to kick the field goal. In fact, the first drive of the game, you might remember, they went for it.
That was a 4th and 1, though. This is a 4th and a long 2 here. It'll be a 42-yard field goal from the right hash. Carpenter has not missed a field goal this season. Hopefully I didn't just jinx him. The kick by Dan Carpenter is good. How about Dan Carpenter? He's 7 of 7 so far on the season.
What a season he is having. I got to talk to him just before he got on the bus leaving Missoula, and I congratulated him on last week, and he kind of just nodded. He didn't want to take too much credit, but he is having an awesome year.
He's been a money kicker, and he's also been a great punter.
Yeah, he's from Helena, Montana, and he's really showing his stuff for the Grizz. That was a big kick for them.
Speaking of Helena, how about that AA showdown last night back in Montana between Helena High and Helena Capital? Helena High beat top-ranked Capital.
Yeah, 2 great coaches, Tony Arnston, Pat Murphy, good guys and great programs. That must have been a great game.
4:27 to go. With that said, they get the field goal. That forces Portland State to have to score a touchdown now.
Well, but the defense for Montana really has to step up, because if Portland State scores and gets the point, they win the game. So this is far from over.
8 plays, 51 yards. It took 3:21, a 43-yard field goal by Dan Carpenter. That's your MontanaGrizzlies.com scoring drive. For all the latest information and statistics, log on to MontanaGrizzlies.com. The attendance, 13,156, the largest crowd at PGE Park in 5 seasons. Their largest crowd ever was 16,000 against Grambling in 2001. Dominic Dixon has it at the goal line. We'll see if the Grizzlies can cover this a little better right now, and they do. Sean Lebsock in on the tackle, and a host of Grizzlies. And again, some pushing and shoving after the play. The Grizzlies are...
Montana said they had the ball.
Yeah, they said they had the football, yeah.
Giving it to Portland State. You know, Bobby Howe coaches the special teams, and he said their goal is to try to have the opponents start their drive inside the 20, but Portland State's done a good job of bringing it upfield when they have a chance here, and they've got it over the 20.
There's Brian White. You know, he expected to start the opener for Colorado against Montana State, and they didn't run him out there, and he told Dan Hawkins, I'm out of here. And here he is at Portland State.
And they're back in their 20 personnel group. They've had a lot of success with this alignment.
White back to throw. He's getting some pressure from the backside. Mike Murphy gets a nice shot in on him. They got some great pressure that time and forced a bad throw.
Yeah, one step away from a big sack. He did take a hit afterwards. They did have backside pressure, and you know, Mike Murphy is just as quick as a cat at DN, and you know they're talking to him before they took the field about getting to the quarterback.
So an incomplete pass. It's 2nd and 10. The Grizzlies have their starting defensive unit in there. It's the ones out there. Mike Murphy and Croy Bierman in at defensive end. Tim Parks is in at the left cornerback. They're in the I formation, but they're back to throw, and Croy Bierman is all over White. Now he comes back at him again, and Kyle Ryan finishes it off. A big play by the Grizzly defense.
Yeah, give Bierman all the credit. He bull rushed upfield and cut underneath the rush. That was a very big play for Montana. Anytime you can get the quarterback to drop his arm, it really makes your defense be able to get to him.
Well, this is a big play right here. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, play of the game, I would say, at this point. Defensive play, and for both teams.
Portland State is 3 of 13 on 3rd downs, and this is 3rd and long. 4 wide receivers in the ball game. Tremaine Kirkland at the bottom of your screen. He is the speedster, the transfer from UNLV. White back to throw, and he's getting pressure. Kyle Ryan sacks Brian White. The Grizzly defense holds.
Nice pass rush. That time Montana brought both inside backers. They actually twisted them. Usually you twist your tackles and guards. This time the linebacker switched, and it fooled the defense. The guards went with the wrong linebacker, and that resulted in the sack.
Big night for Kyle Ryan, the linebacker, middle linebacker out of Billings West High School.
Well, that was a huge stop for Montana.
Tuff Harris is not returning kicks. He was injured earlier in the ball game. He is not in there. It's Quentin Jackson set to return the punt, and it is a really good punt. Backs Jackson all the way up to the 22. He has an alley up the middle. Quentin Jackson has some running room, and he gets out to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, if you can make that first defender miss, then you got a chance, and he caught a seam. It's exactly what he did. He went back, and boy, that's not for the faint of heart to return those punts. But anyway, he makes the first tackler miss, and then he gets a seam and does an excellent job, about 25 yards.
Ironically, the man who returned the kick for a touchdown for Portland State was bearing down on Quentin Jackson in the punt coverage. That was a 55-yard punt, but a 25-yard return, so they only net 30 out of it.
Yeah, that would really help because the field position now is in favor of the Grizz. I'm sure you're going to see him run the ball and make Portland State use their timeouts.
Portland State has 2 timeouts remaining. We're at the 2-minute mark here left in the game. Josh Schwager in, and they do give it to Reggie Bradshaw, and he is belted by CJ Nuisalu.
It looked like they were going to run an outside zone, and they actually ran a delay back inside. I don't know if they're trying to get those tackles and interior linemen to overcommit for the defense, but it didn't work a bit.
Coming up near the end of the game, and we are near the end of the game, we'll present the Northwestern Energy players of the game. Northwestern Energy delivering a bright future. Coach Tim Walsh takes a timeout. He has 1 left. There's 1:47 left in the game. Let's take this time to do our trivia, brought to you by Don Adson Ford. Who holds the Montana record for longest touchdown pass? Dave Dickinson, Brian Ayat, or Grady Bennett? We'll go ahead and answer this right now. I'll give you a few seconds here to think about it.
Yeah.
Brian Ayat.
I thought it was Brian. I know Grady's thrown some big balls, but I think Brian had like a 93-yarder one year.
So there you go, our trivia brought to you by Don Adson Ford, and this has turned out to be a great ball game. Portland State has fought back, but the Grizzlies can salt this thing away with a first down here.
Yeah, and again, you talk about Lex's absence, but Bradshaw is a great running back too, and Brady Green has done a super job, but it's Bradshaw right now.
2nd and 12. The give is to Reggie Bradshaw. He's looking for the corner, and it's not there. Adam Hayward, the leading tackler, who left the game with an injury, is still hobbling. Looks like he might be grabbing his hamstring, but he made the tackle.
You know, the way Portland State is overcommitting to the run here, a little bootleg with the quarterback in the run-type atmosphere on that last play might have resulted in good yardage.
The final timeout by Portland State. Kyle Ryan leads the Grizzlies in tackles tonight with 7. Colt Anderson, the leading tackler on the team, has 6. He now has 23 on the season. Troy Bierman also having a big night with 6 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 2 fumble recoveries, a sack. Yeah, I'd say he's having a pretty good night.
Yep, and of course Bobby's over there working with Josh right here. You see Coach Luther over there as well talking to him. I'm sure that's Steve Axe on the other side of that huddle. And I'm thinking they're, you know, don't throw into coverage, get out of bounds, don't get out of bounds, all that kind of stuff. Keep the clock running at this point, even if you don't get the first down.
Well, a great crowd again here tonight, 13,156, and nobody has left the building as this game is really exciting. 1:41 to go.
See if they run bootleg here, Jeremy. Wouldn't be a bad call.
3rd and 12. A first down would end the game. Pressure from the backside for Swagger. Swagger's going to run it again, and he is hit hard. He is well short of the first down. Portland State is out of timeouts, and Swagger is not up yet. He took a hard hit there.
Yeah, he's just covering the ball. That's exactly what Bobby was talking about. They didn't bootleg him. They just ran him out, which they wanted to possess the ball, stay down, and run the clock.
Speaking of staying down, Portland State is C.J. Nuisilu stays down, and they're out of timeouts, and that does stop the clock. You see the play again here. There was some pressure, and he decides not to slide this time.
Well, you see what happened. The 2 defenders hit each other, and it looked like that's probably why he's down. He's getting some help off the field, and he's got to leave for a play, even if he's okay.
And C.J. Nuisilu is hurt. He can hardly stay on his feet.
Wow, he's a terrific-looking defensive nose guard or tackle. What a good-looking football player he is.
Well, he started 11 games at UCLA and somehow, some way ended up here at Portland State.
Wow, there isn't a team that I can think of that wouldn't want a player like that on their roster.
Well, and he has to sit out, but it's a punting situation anyway, so that stopped the clock. That really worked in the favor of Portland State right there. Well, let's see if the Grizzlies can cover this punt.
Well, let's see if they start the clock. They have, and I'm sure they'll wait to punt it, so they take all the time off before the 25-second clock is done.
Brendan Ferrigno back deep. He is at the 10-yard line. When they get the football, there's going to be about a minute left in the game. Nice job by Dan Carpenter to wait. That's a great kick by Carpenter, taking Ferrigno deep to the corner. He fields it at the 5. What a kick by Dan Carpenter. Ferrigno is going nowhere, and they have the entire length of the field to go. What a big play by 29.
Yeah, but you know, we talked a little while ago about good coaching and good listening by players. That time he made a mistake. The ball, Dan hit a great punt. It spiraled up and took a long time to come down, but it came down inside the 10, and you can't make this play. You're supposed to let it go.
That was a big punt by Dan Carpenter. Now Portland State has long odds in front of them. Brian White back to throw. He's going across the middle, and it is complete to Kenneth Mackins. Mackins out at the 36-yard line. That'll stop the clock to move the chains. They have no timeouts.
Wow, long odds, but boy, they just got better right there, Jeremy. A nice post pattern in the middle. Grizzlies hustle to get into coverage, but that's a 37-yard play.
Flags down all over the field. It looks like Portland State has jumped off sides. We'll see what the call is here, but
they may have called Montana for offsides. It looked like the D end on the near side may have jumped. Grizzlies in their cover 2 here, trying to prevent the big ball. It is on Portland State.
Yeah, they wouldn't have blown it dead if it was on the defense. So 27 seconds left, 26-20. So back them up 5 yards. It's still first down. They can't really afford short routes here, can they? They got to get it up the field.
Yeah, but it's far enough. They almost have to try to get, like you say, get it out of bounds on the corners.
The Grizzlies are blitzing. Tyler Joyce all over Brian White. He still gets the play off, and it's almost intercepted by Jimmy Wilson.
Well, that Brian White is a great quarterback, considering he's had no reps, coming in and fighting like he does, and all the pressure here to get the ball away. Nice job on his part.
Tyler Joyce had an arm on him, and he still got the throw off. Stops the clock with 16 seconds to go. They need a touchdown. Watch Tremaine Kirkland at the top of your screen. He is the speedy wideout. He was a real good sprinter for Portland State in the Big Sky Conference in track last year, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted by Quentin Jackson, and that's going to wrap up a Grizzly victory.
Well, give Quentin, he's done some nice coverage tonight. Again, good coverage, lots of white shirts in the vicinity. Quentin turns around just in time. He is a good defender.
Portland State had a 9-game home winning streak, and it was just snapped, folks.
Yeah, and what a great game this has been. Both teams have really, really battled. It's been as physical as it could be. Bobby predicted that during the week, and he was absolutely right.
That's it. The clock is running, and that's your ball game. Montana comes away with a big, big victory here in Portland at PGE Park. How about Coach Hauk? Is this an important win or what?
It is, and he knows it, and his players have come of age. We knew they were good last week when we watched them play, but they have really mounted a drive. It's a bitter loss for Portland. You can see that on their competitive faces, but both coaching staff should be proud of their teams. They have really battled.
I don't know what Adam Hayward is saying there.
Well, he's a competitor. He's hurting right now. There's a tough loss for them, but Montana really stepped up.
Dan Carpenter made some big plays, and so did Josh Swager.
This is what I like, Jeremy, here at the end. Look at these players saying good job, and the coaches. That's what it's all about, I think, is that sportsmanship deal.
And a large Grizzly contingent is ready to greet their players. About 5,000 or 6,000 Grizzly fans have made the way to Portland.
And you know what? Bobby Hauk will be there visiting with those Portland kids. He always makes an attempt to try to tell them good job. And that too is a touch of class.
DJ Robinson of Portland State did have 14 tackles in a losing effort. We're going to try and track down Coach Hauk at some point here. What a big win for the Grizzlies, Bob.
The Grizzlies are singing the fight song to the 5,000 or more people. I'm thinking 5,000 or 6,000 Grizzly fans here. You know, you mentioned 13 plus came to the game, 13,000 plus. They've only been averaging 4,600. So that's about, 9,000 people came to watch UM play.
Coach Hauk is making his way to our camera, and he is hugging everybody he can find on the way over there.
Yeah, he's got to be happy right now. His team made a really, really big statement.
This is a big, big win for Montana. They're still undefeated in the Big Sky Conference, and this was considered to be one of their toughest foes of the year. Let's go down to Dave Guffey, who's standing by with Coach Hauk.
Talking to victorious head coach Bobby Hauk. Bobby, you knew it would be a dogfight. Tough place to play. Your team made plays every time it had to.
Well, we really did. The kids came through. The assistant coaches had a good plan. I'm really proud of our kids because we had a lot of adversity tonight. This one could have gotten away from us, and they just didn't let it happen.
Offensively, you struggled a bit in the first half. Really started to move the ball, and when you needed to, Reggie Bradshaw answered their touchdown, took it to the house. That was a big touchdown.
It was well blocked. Reggie hit the gas. They couldn't catch him. Tim's got him a good team, and they're a physical bunch, and I'm really proud of the fact, because we knew they were physical. I was really proud of the fact that we were the most physical team on the field tonight.
I know all week long you worked on trying to strip the ball from your offensive players. The turnovers were incredible today, but you evened them out, and that is a testament to your defense.
Well, that was an incredibly physical game. That's as physical a game as I've ever seen in the Big Sky Conference. It's the most physical I've ever seen. I don't have all that much experience in the league, but it's really physical out there tonight.
Your senior cornerback, Tough Harris, goes down with a cramp. Quentin Jackson comes in and studs up and makes the game-ending interception. Played well out there, as did all your defense.
Yeah, and Quentin set us up with a nice punt return there, too. Got changed the field position, had about a 25-yard return on middle, and good for him, good for our team.
Coach Houck picks up his 32nd win here at Montana. Congratulations.
Good stuff, Coach.
Okay, guys, back upstairs. I'm going to try to get Quentin Jackson here in a second, okay? But in the meantime, take it back upstairs.
Thanks a lot, Guff, and this is going to be a fun ride home. Is Coach excited or what? He could fly us back himself, couldn't he?
And I think Dave Guffey's a happy camper, too.
Aren't all of us. Montana has won the game 26-20. We're back. The Grizzlies have won it 26-20. One of the heroes tonight, Quentin Jackson, standing by with Dave Guffey.
Well, we've got one of the heroes of the football game. There were a lot, obviously. Quentin Jackson, not only did he have that final pick, Quentin, that punt return, Tough Harris Bay lost the job. You set up an important touchdown.
Well, I was just trying to do my responsibility, do what I can to help the team. You know, I was actually just doing my coverage, and I mean, I turned around and there was the ball. So I just wanted to come out and play hard. I haven't got a lot of playing time, so we're just trying to get people involved, get things moving, and so we can, you know, hopefully win the conference and go further.
I know that was a great punt return. You're also returning kickoffs. Is that something you really like to do because you're pretty darn good at it?
Well, yeah, I've been wanting to do it since my life started, my career. I played quarterback in high school, so my coach wouldn't allow me to do it. But, you know, Coach Houck and other coaches saw that I can, you know, take this job, and that's what I tried to do. You know, and I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to be back there. I want to be a factor in the game. I want people to respect the Montana Grizzlies.
Quentin Jackson, one of our heroes today. Quentin, great game. Good luck next week. Eastern Washington, another road game. It's going to be a tough one. All right, man.
Going back home.
Thanks a lot. Congratulations. Okay, guys, Montana pulls one out here at PG&E Park, upstairs to the Jeremy and Bob Hermas. Thanks, guys.
All right, Guff, thanks a lot. And it's now time to present the Northwestern Energy Players of the Game. For the Montana Grizzlies, number 7 showed some heart tonight, folks. This kid's a winner. Josh Swager did throw 2 interceptions, but he made some great plays. And how about rushing for 47 yards? And he had a big run in the 4th quarter there. And for the Portland State Vikings, DJ Robinson, 14 tackles in a losing effort, also had a sack. Northwestern Energy delivering a bright future. And Bob, this is just a big win for the Grizzlies as we take a look at downtown Portland, and it's going to be a fun week for the Grizzlies as they get ready for Eastern Washington, but this is a good one to have in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, and again, they've done so well in recent years, you know, making the playoffs 11 out of the last 13 seasons, and trying to mount another opportunity to do that. Quentin just talked about winning the Big Sky, and you got to win on the road, and you got to have the tough ones behind you too, and they just got one. And Eastern won't be easy either. That'll be another tough battle.
Grizz fans, don't forget to visit MontanaGrizzlies.com for complete post-game coverage. For the most current and complete news and statistics for all Grizzly athletics, log on to MontanaGrizzlies.com. For our entire crew, I'm Jeremy Jorgensen, and for Bob Hermas, we enjoyed bringing you this game tonight. The Grizzlies win a big one, 26-20. We'll see you next week from Cheney, Washington, as the Grizzlies take on the Eagles.